Good Monday, folks. It's Dr. Lee Goldenberg, your family wellness chiropractor, coming to you live on Monday from Greystone Chiropractic. I'm really excited. I had this really cool experience on Friday. I was listening to a podcast. I do a lot of car riding, traveling, and in the car I listen to a lot of podcasts and other, important motivational things. One of the things I was listening to is a chiropractic podcast all about research, the latest research, and I'm kind of a research nerd. As you might know, I do pour over a lot of the research in chiropractic and report it to you, kind of go through and synthesize all the information, whittle it down to what are the most important points, and then deliver that either through paper or articles or videos like this. So really cool thing happened. I'm listening. Let me rewind 15 or 20 almost years. I was working while I was in chiropractic school at the research center, and really it was cool because it was 2002. I started chiropractic school in 2001. 2002, 2003, I volunteered at the research center because a speaker came to our class and was like describing all these great studies that they're doing and really keeping us abreast of all the information in chiropractic research. And I went up to the speaker at the end and I was like, hey, can I volunteer? I want to be a part of this. I want to be in the research. I want to help any way I can. And after about 3 weeks or so, maybe 4, they said, Lee, we love you so much. I'm paraphrasing, of course. We just love you so much. We want to hire you. So they hired me to help with conducting studies. And one of the studies that I was brought on to help complete talked about neck movement, and impairment of the neck causes you to alter your sensation of where you are in space. So think about this. They put this laser pointer helmet on you, so like it was shooting a little laser out of your head onto the wall, and they said, okay, turn your head, look up, down, left, right, and find what feels like neutral with your eyes open. And then we're going to mark it on the wall with a little post-it note. And then we want you to close your eyes and see if you can reproduce that same place. And, turn left and right, rotate your head, then find that neutral again, but with your eyes closed. And they found people that were subluxated, misaligned, or irritated in some way, especially up here at the very top, right underneath the brainstem, atlas. That area, subluxation, meant that they could not reproduce that same finding. They could not find where they were in space. They kept missing the mark by a lot. And this statistics showed how much the misalignment was actually how far off they were. So the degree actually increased how bad their neck was. So what was really cool is I'm driving in the car and I'm listening to this chiropractic research podcast, and one of the most well-known chiropractic researchers who developed all the technology that we use in practice to evaluate your nervous system, meaning the temperature analysis, some of the other modalities that he created. He was speaking on this podcast, and he's quite researched. I mean, he's about 40 years in the profession, maybe almost 50 now, and has dozens, if not hundreds, of studies under his name and credit, and at least has synthesized a lot of that information and shared it with the profession. To help back up this stuff that we use to determine how to help you. So one of the really cool things is he's talking about different components of the misalignments that we're measuring here and adjusting, and he was talking about a study that I did, and did not mention me by name, of course, but I mean, to be mentioned or to be considered with a really valid study that was completed about 12 years ago now, because it takes a long time to finish a study. It was really cool, and it made me feel good, and I almost had to stop the car because I was so happy and proud that he brought up a study that I completed. So the thing that I did is I had to recruit about 50 people within a very short time frame, and it had to be very specific on who they let in, because if you had had an accident, or if you had had whiplash, or you had some sort of damage in the neck, they had to exclude you. You had to have no problems with your neck, except they had to measure that you had a misalignment subluxation, not due to injury. So that begs the question, how many of us are walking around with subluxations due to injury, like all of us? And how many of us also have many of them not due to injury, due to posture, due to stress, due to how we sleep? So we really need to think about these things and not just wait for the problem to hit you in the face. Take care of it before it becomes a problem. Again, that proprioception study talked about, and proprioception means how you perceive your environment and how you realize where you are in space. So if I know my hand is right here, it's because my brain's telling me, because I have good proprioceptive capabilities. This misalignment decreases proprioception. And that's the study that Dr. Kent brought up in his podcast that I was so excited to be a part of back in Iowa back in, I don't know, it was 2003, 2004. And so the cool thing is when I recruited all these people to do this study, I was eligible to graduate with research honors if I wrote a manuscript. And when you write a manuscript for publication, little do you know that all your peers are going to rip it to shreds, especially because it's blinded and that you don't know who's ripping you down. So I was humbled really quickly and early on. But I did get published in 2008 in the Journal of Chiropractic Education, which, you know, it's a really scorcher of a journal. You should probably check it out. It's on my coffee table at home too. But it was really cool to be in that, and then also to defend it and get torn apart by my peers. So that humbles you and that helps you become a better person, if you ask me. So I'm honored to be your family wellness chiropractor. I just thought I'd share that little moment of levity, but also important understanding of what we're doing here and how we're taking care of you. I'll see you in the office soon. 205-981-8090. Can't wait to see you.